Hi, this is Mick Elliott at European Microwave Week in Paris. I'm here with Thomas Sieverding, the Managing Director of Mician. Thomas, you've introduced Microwave Wizard 9 at the show. Can you talk us through some of the new features?
Thanks a lot, first of all, Mick, for this opportunity. And yes, with version 9 we have done a lot of new things, besides some small changes, for sure. One of the major things which we have done is shown here. Actually, we have introduced a new filter workbench tool. Additionally, we support for the first time inhomogeneous ports, which is brand new. Then for the 3D FEM computation, we also use now mesh morphing. And for the 2D FEM computation, we support now second order base function. And finally, we also support now with version 9 software-based activation of the Microwave Wizard.
And what does that bring engineers, and what sort of work can they now undertake using Wizard 9 that they couldn't do before?
Yeah, actually, if I start with all these new features, first of all, I go down here for the filter workbench tool. Now it's very easy to design filters. Means you have certain specs. From the specs you come up with a coupling matrix. And now we map the coupling matrix directly to the hardware. Means we have this opportunity to say we have waveguide filters or compliant filters, even microstrip filters. And now it's very easy for the engineer to come from the coupling matrix to say, okay, I pick up, for example, waveguide filter, and now I do following. I map the coupling matrix value to each resonator. So this can be done automatically, respectively by tuning. Finally, we come up with a complete filter design. This has only to be short post optimized later on. The second one, which is here, is for the first time for the computation of microstrip filters. We support now a so-called inhomogeneous port, which means we can now cut a tri-plate or say microstrip filter in smaller pieces. And these smaller pieces are now connected, this is important, with a multimodal scattering matrix. Normally you have to do a full 3D FEM mesh on the entire filter, and now with our version we have the possibility to cascade it in small pieces, which will make it much faster. Next one is that we also support 3D FEM mesh morphing, and which means if you change, for example, for this SRW structure, the post a little bit, it means we do not have to remesh everything. We simply stretch the mesh a little bit, and this allows us that slight changes will not require a new meshing. And this makes it much faster. And the next one is also for 2D FEM application, like this kind of dual mode filter. We also support second order base function just to have a better fitting of curved structures, which is also now something which makes everything much faster. And finally, we come up that licensing has now been changed in such a way that earlier we have had only supporting hardware dongles, and now we support also so-called software-based activation. Means for the customer, he simply can install the Microwave Wizard without any hassle of having a dongle. He just get a product activation key, and that's all.
That's terrific. And I understand, Thomas, that customers can come in and maybe look at a trial before to get used to Wizard. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually we support for sure the trial version. Means for sure, wherever you are, you get brochures for the software. You can go to the website, get a lot of information. But this is something which is glanced, sure, fine, nice, yeah. Okay. But at least you want to test the software. You need to test the software to make sure that the software actually fits to your work. Yeah? And we want to make sure that the customer will not be disappointed later on, sure, because of he has some application which cannot compute by our software. So if we know that the customer is using our trial version, and he realizes this is something which helps him very much, then we can convince him very easily.
Okay. Excellent. And the new version is available now, so customers can come and buy it, yeah?
Oh, that would be nice, but for sure it takes a little bit of time actually to do the last documentation and all those things, but it comes very shortly.
Okay. Thomas, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.